live.
We are live.
I have ceded the leadership of the podcast back to Midnight.
All right, who doesn't have their headphones on?
I have my beautiful,
headphones
expensive
on.
headphones on.
I have them.
I heard a loop back.
Yeah, me too.
Testing.
Actually, heard just in the background.
Testing.
There it is.
Hello.
Who is it? Me? Have to unplug and unplug?
You may wanna present the podcast in the meantime, Midnight. Just saying.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I know how we can. Oh wait, hang on.
Yes, please. I cede the floor to you because you started the podcast. So, and you have the hot topic for today.
Hang on. I gotta figure out who this is. How is this happening? It's gotta be. Everything's muted. Oh, I know what's happening. I'm a retard. There. It's not gonna loop back now. No, it was absolutely me. Watch, it's going now.
Oh.
That's ironic.
But yeah, just to let you know, I did post a link in the private chat if you want to pull that up after. But anyway.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be interesting. It's been an interesting weekend, guys. It's been an interesting weekend.
So what shit has happened, dude?
What has me so in a fervor today is that those Patriot Front. We can't say the word. We can't say the English cigarette word to describe those Patriot Front guys. Everybody's like, they glow. These are glowies. This is an op. They're clearly glowies. Well, I think it was today. I think it was this morning. It might have been yesterday, but I think it was this morning. Some Proud Boys beat the shit out of them and pulled a couple of masks off.
Nice.
Who wants to watch the video?
Me.
Okay. Look at that.
Hell yeah.
All right. So just let me know if you want to stop it, because it's a great video. I think that you can clearly tell who the Proud Boys are, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Right off the bat, this guy. Pay attention to this guy. I'm gonna back it up. Just like this guy looks to be like, look.
The guy in the white shirt, right?
No, this guy right here, the bald guy.
That guy.
See him?
Okay.
He looks like he's in his late 30s or his 40s, maybe even his 50s. He looks older. Keep that in mind. We'll back it up a little bit because I want to see that again. Bah!
Bam!
The fuck? Now, I'm pretty sure the guy in the white shirt is black. That's semi-relevant. Yeah, that's semi-relevant just because, people are always like, you racist, but Proud Boys aren't. Proud Boys are not racists. And I'm pretty... Oh! What happened?
Revealed.
Let's keep going.
The mask is off.
Look at him. Look at that.
It looks like Jack Posobiec, to be honest.
You think that looks like Jack Posobiec? I guess he looks like Jack Posobiec's retarded younger cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the cousin
Jack Posobiec of soy.
It's the cousin that Jack Posobiec's family keeps hidden in the barn. Because otherwise he will struggle snapping like tourists and play the banjo.
What's happening? There's like that sheriff there. She looks like a sheriff. Here's this guy bending down.
No,
Hold on, watch
security.
Yeah.
Ooh. Wait, go a little further. I think judging on one of the pictures.
Yeah.
Wait. Did you see what was sticking out of his mask?
Well, you mean that thing?
Look at the facial area. What do you see?
So there. Put a pin in that. We're gonna come back to that, okay?
Alright.
We're gonna come back to that. Because you may have noticed something.
It's definitely part.
But yeah, the fat chick is a security, not like any type of law enforcement.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Oh my god!
They've seen me. Oh, they're gonna see a lot of you, buddy. They're gonna see a lot of you. We're gonna do this a couple more times. What do you guys think so far?
Well, if not 4chan, the farms are gonna be on this, like flies on shit.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about the farms. Man, I hope those Australian farmers have a good time with this. Look at that. Wait, hang on. Look at that's a good one. That's a good still right there. Oh, cover my face! Don't let them see me! I've been identified! Look at that. Look at Skeeter over here.
Uh-huh.
Grabbing this guy. Now this guy, I may have to go looking. This guy has been in other pictures, and there are some people that say they have his name. I don't have a confirmation of that, so I'm not going to spread it yet. But boy, when I have it, it's going to be all day, every day, this guy's name. All day until I see him. All day until I see him. Both of these little motherfuckers. Oh, they're running away. Skeeter grabbed him. Let him know what's up. See, these guys, these Proud Boy guys, Skeeter and all them, these are the people... Oh, Apollo, you watch your fucking mouth when you say that about Robert Smith.
You do not desecrate Robert Smith's name in this podcast, man.
Paulo Costa says that looks like Robert Smith's cousin's brother-in-law. Listen, that's actually Simon Gallup. Both Simon Gallup and Pearl Thompson, I think, are married to Robert Smith's relatives. Fucking watch your mouth when you talk about it. I know too much about The Cure. Oh, now look, I just want, so remember, so, hold on, where is he? This guy, there he is. How old do you think this guy is?
I don't know, like maybe mid-20s, 30s.
No, I think he's older.
32 at most.
Yeah.
32 at most. I wouldn't put him past 35. 32 at most. How old do you think our little buddy over here is? Yeah, let's show his face. Let's get him nice. You gotta see his face fully so you can guess how old he is. There we go. How do you think Panic at the Gay Disco is here?
I don't
know, maybe like mid to late 20s.
Or 32.
But I have a feeling he's definitely of the Nose tribe.
We'll come back to that. I promise we'll come back to that. He's got to be in his 20s. I don't think he's in his 30s. But this guy, hang on. Where are we at here? Remember the guy I mentioned earlier? This guy. Is it this guy? Is it this guy? Yeah, it's this guy. This guy is not in his 20s or early 30s, right?
No.
So it's a strange age distribution here.
He's definitely a pencil pusher for one of the 3-letter agencies.
Mm-hmm.
My instincts tell me he's the handler.
He's at the very
This is the Fagin.
For F-A-G.
Well, Fagin. Remember Fagin from Oliver Twist?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He's the Fagin. He's the grown man who groomed these young men into doing this thing.
Oh yeah, I just remember that this movie of Disney, Oliver and their Gang, is based on Oliver Twist.
It's a good. I like Oliver Twist a lot.
Yeah, Fagin was the homeless guy in the Disney movie.
Yeah, with the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what they called him in the book?
What?
Well, there was a specific descriptor. Fagin the...
Oh yeah, Fagin was of the Nose tribe.
He was.
Oh shit.
And it's kind of strange that back then they were saying that there was a penchant for pressing young boys into service among that group. Strange. I wonder what they were noticing. I wonder what what's his name? Dickens was noticing. Mind you, I'm talking about an author named Dickens, so.
Yeah. Yep. Oh shit. So I like. So one of my students had a birthday, and I just dropped off their gift, and in return, his parents gave me something called Celebration Marmalade made with champagne.
Okay.
That's awesome. Do you want to talk about it after we're done with this topic?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Here we go right here. Not a great shot, but there's something to work with here.
Yeah, maybe. We need one of those enhanced moments.
We do need one of those enhanced moments.
Okay, guys, let's go back.
And so that video has me pretty excited, but I did a little screen capturing, little enhance and zoom,
Ah, you did it.
See, is that?
Because he has an AI now.
I thought you got it from 4chan.
No, I did this.
Okay.
But I think that they might be using my screen caps. So here's buddy number 1. Everybody get a good look. These pictures are all over Twitter. Grab them.
So this is Jack Posobiec's retarded cousin.
That's Jack Posobiec's retarded cousin. Whoops, I don't want to invite. I want to present. There's got to be a faster way for me to do this. I could have probably set up a slideshow, I guess. Here's buddy number 2.
The nose guy.
Buddy number 1 looks like he's been playing Lieutenant for a while. He's around without a mask on quite a bit, actually. This guy, there are people that think that they've found him. I don't know for sure that the guy they think he is the guy he is, so I'm not perpetuating that information yet. But guess what kind of fraternity the guy they think he is belongs to?
What fraternity? Skull and Bones? I know, I did say he was from the Nose tribe.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is that he specifically belongs to a Jewish fraternity.
Oh, yeah, I remember Fagin from the Hellraiser comics, of all places.
They had a Fagin in Hellraiser comics?
There's this story. You ever read the Hellraiser comics?
I read 2 of them 25 years ago.
Well, there's this one Cenobite who used to be an actor, and he just skins people's faces off and he wears them. And he mentions having played Fagin that you imply. Point. Fagin, the member of the chosen people.
Now, the reason why there's a reason why this is relevant, and at this point, if this turns out to be true, it's time to admit a few things. Now, it may not be true. Okay? It may not be true. This guy's name could be Dick McEklund, and he could be fucking Irish, right?
Or he could be Italian, be like Bobby Sorrentino.
Totally.
Or Jesse Sorrentino.
How you doing? It's me, Tony Simpanado. Hey.
Simpanado.
People have been alleging that agents of that group have been infiltrating other groups, taking them over and doing stupid shit like this specifically to make them look stupid. And if this is a case of that, it's now time to admit that that is happening. Not only that, but let's talk about buddy It's like tangentially related buddy number 3. You guys know who Adam Kinzinger is? Representative Adam Kinzinger? Well, he had a real fun
Illinois,
post.
Right?
From what?
Is he from Illinois, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking fish.
Go ahead, somebody read that post for me.
I shall. These people, all blue checks, are celebrating a seemingly MAGA assault on federal officers. Now, I don't want to know what this really is, but I take a gander at the comments of the patriots who love America.
Okay. What did he just admit there?
Well, they're feds.
Yeah, he just admitted they're feds. He just admitted they're feds.
Isn't it like kind of like when the pride people get pissed when they tell them they can't expose themselves to children?
Mm-hmm.
It's even more egregious than this. This would be like if the rainbows were like, I can't believe they won't let our pedophiles in. I mean, this is
sure,
as
you can,
on the nose.
You can do pride marks, but you can like let children in. Oh, that's completely vulnerating my rights. It's the same, dude. Like you're showing your cards, dude.
He specifically admits here that the Patriot Front are feds. He's admitting that they glow. And what did St. Terry say we do with glowies?
Maybe he gave the order.
I don't know that he has the power to, but I bet you he knows that it's true. I bet you he knows what's really going on here, and I bet you he knows who all these people are.
How do we know that this guy is not like Senator Rourke?
From Sin City.
Yep.
Powers Booth, baby.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P.
That's terrifying. That's a terrifying
Adam
thought.
Kinzinger, to me, doesn't have the balls. If we want to look for someone more, I don't know, maybe, yeah. Adam Kinzinger doesn't have the balls. We probably have to look more to, like, maybe, I don't know, maybe someone like Mitch McConnell or, I don't know. I don't keep track of senators, but some Democrat senator.
I could see Nadler doing it. It would be a different performance, but I could absolutely see Nadler eating people with some fucking fucked up cannibal dude, serial killer he keeps in his basement.
What about Chuck Schumer? I don't think he'd have the balls.
Easily.
Right. Oh yeah, probably. Okay, Chuck Schumer.
As long as neither one of them have to do any hard labor, they'd probably do it. So yeah, I hope that the autists find these guys. I want to know specifically what their names are. I want to know everything about them. Everything about them. And the interesting thing is this, right? Think about this for a second, because the first time I saw this post today, it was a Tim Pool post where he said, wow, assaulting federal officers is a serious crime. Right? He was joking, but not joking. If these guys get their asses kicked, when you
propose to have sex with your friend, yeah.
If these guys get their asses kicked, two things have to happen. Either the feds have to press charges. What happens if the feds press charges? Well, now the feds are pressing charges, and we know for certain that they're federal agents. Or the feds have to make them not press charges, because any one of these guys who, if they were like real legit, like citizen people doing public action and they got assaulted by these guys, they would want to press charges. So if they don't press charges, the feds are exposing themselves. You know what that means? Anything can be done to these people. Get it? Anything. Because their bosses don't want to expose themselves. So they're all fair game.
I mean, look what happened on January 6th. There's still people still rotting away in prison.
Right. Which adds to the fact that wouldn't charges be pressed here? So let's press some charges. Come on, guys, press some charges. Let's get the victim's name out there. Let's get the names of the witnesses out there. Press some charges. You guys are just civilians, right? I don't think charges are going to come. Lets you know something real important.
Oh, unfortunately,
I like the idea of groups of rednecks beating the shit out of these guys every time they see them and taking their masks off and taking pictures. I like it.
I find the idea strangely arousing.
Skeeter knew we had you from hello. So just on the merits of this... What up?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Just on the merits of this, we've had a pretty fucking good weekend. People have been saying these fucking assholes were feds for years now. And they've been called conspiracy theorists. Turns out, they're feds.
Yep. And St. Terry's been saying them since the beginning, and he has been vindicated, our Lord and Savior, Terry A. Davis.
Oh, his vindication has only begun. I love it. I'm thrilled that this happened today. I'm glad that these... And, you know, what's funny is no one on the left is calling for them to be identified. These are people who call for people to be identified for choosing the wrong words. These are people who call for people's lives to be... I mean, look at what they did to the Tiki Torch guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Remember what they did to those guys?
Back when... which year was when that happened?
That, I think, was 2014. No, 2016. 2016.
That was
because it was like right after the elections, and then Trump was like, "They're good guys."
It was right around the elections. I don't remember if it was after or before. But that was done specifically to defame Trump.
No, but also we have to remember what's the point in which the left has a shit ton of power and influence in social media.
They had that power at 2012.
No.
You don't think so?
You say 2023 or what?
2012. They had that power by 2012.
Well, I don't know because I didn't pay a lot of attention to what was happening in 2012.
Oh boy, did I.
It was in college. I didn't give a shit about what happened in the real world.
The left have been conspicuously silent about identifying these guys. Real strange that they've been so silent about identifying these guys, isn't it? Because aren't these the Nazis they want to punch? Why aren't they trying to punch these guys?
Because maybe they know that they're feds. And they don't want to hurt the feds because the feds work for Biden and Biden is cool.
That is a pretty good point. Like, they will show up at, like, I don't know, a bunch of people protesting abortion and beat the shit out of them. But there's this guy, like, you know, prancing around with actual Nazi memorabilia, showing off shit, and nothing happens to them, you know? You can be part of the Proud Boys and walk down the street in total safety, like these guys.
They avoid Patriot Front. Have you noticed that there's never Antifa presence wherever Patriot Front show up?
Yep.
They're never confronted? Huh. How strange. Is one department head telling another department head, hey, keep your guys away from this? Are they the same department?
You know, I read something that the current left isn't, like, I guess, leftist by definition, but more corporate.
Yes, that is
I like to call them corporatocratic socialism, by which they're going to impose a sort of socialism, but instead of, like, being ruled by bureaucrats, like in the Politburo, they're going to be run by an unholy merging of corporations and government. Basically fascism, but, you know, with another name.
That's what happens with Disney.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, Disney, you know, the Disney government merger is like the prototype of what they want to do. fucking Davos is full of CEOs and private business owners.
Mm-hmm.
I've done events for that crew. I've been in their rooms.
Shit!
I fucking did production work in one of their training centers for a year.
And
this is where I learned about.
Did you see their skins hanging in the wardrobe room? Because they're actually fucking lizard aliens.
Sometimes talking to them, I was waiting for for them to just pull the skin off. It's those diversity trainers are like talking to Amway salesmen.
Now
or like
No, finish.
Well, remember how Bret Easton Ellis described? No, not Bret Easton Ellis. Christian Bale described Tom Cruise.
Yeah. That's how
total friendliness with nothing behind it. That is very accurate to describing those people, and
I was gonna say that. Imagine if they were like the Slitheen in Doctor Who.
The
Slitheen. They're like aliens.
Oh yeah, the Slitheen.
Well, what they look like is they look like Greys, but they're like fatter with smaller heads, but still like the big round black eyes.
And they fart.
Oh, boo! Paulo Costa has to leave us. Boo!
No, Paula, what will we ever do without you?
Your pee-pee's shrinking. Your pee-pee's shrinking.
Get that Skrilla. Make that money. And I hope the normie job goes well for you, Paulo. Paulo Costa says, gotta go. Now that I have a normie job, I have to wake up early. I'll catch the rest on the replay.
Yeah, I get
Speaking of the rest, that was my topic for the day. I'm very excited about it. I can't wait to see. Do the Australian fruit farmers do you still need to use Tor to look at that site?
As far as I know.
Oh.
That's too bad. That's a pain in the ass.
I know.
I hope that the Australian fruit farmers and the autists on the Chans have a great time with these guys. I hope they break them open and party in their butts.
Mm-hmm.
Leave their asses looking like the captain's flag. I'll be here all night.
What do you got? What topics did you bring today, Jez?
Oh, me? So far I brought the one about Hunter Biden.
Oh yeah. Put it up full mast.
Oh.
That was my Rashad Ritchie. Yeah.
Okay.
You have just as much ability to screen share as I do.
I know, but I'm in like I didn't open this in like a new window, so no. I have like with all my other tabs and I have to be careful. But anyway. Okay, so Hunter Biden allegedly threatened Chinese official with his father's power.
Oh yeah, right. Seems to be a habit of doing that in that family.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this unseemly old man. He cannot be that dangerous. So, during his testimony before Congress, IRS whistleblower Gary Shapley mentioned a message that showed Hunter Biden allegedly using his father's political power to threaten a Chinese official. His testimony, which was held on May 26, was publicly released by the Ways and Means Committee on Thursday, included a message from Biden's son Hunter to Chinese businessman Henry Zhao, the president and CEO of Harvest Fund Management. The messages were reportedly obtained from Hunter Biden's iCloud account. Let's see, and it said, Hunter Biden wrote, I am sitting I'm sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director that I want to resolve this now before it gets out of hand, and now means tonight. And Z, if I get a call or text from anyone involved in this other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, whoever the chairman may be, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father, read the testimony.
That's I mean, that's how, fiery. Would I describe that as fiery?
I guess so. We could also describe it as threatening if he was more like if there's the teeth grit in it, and depending on how urgent he needs the stuff done. Zhao confirmed that he would call Hunter Biden, who then responded, uh, I am sitting here waiting for the call of my father. I sure hope whatever it is you are doing is very, very, very important. Shapley also noted in his testimony that Zhao is believed to be connected with the Chinese Communist Party. A second whistleblower told the committee that Hunter Biden's message to Zhao was more an indication that the dad might have been involved. And the New York Post reported last year that Zhao suggested to Hunter Biden and his business partners that he would arrange a deal that would bring money directly into our pockets. So as
how
we know,
how many rocks do you think Hunter smoked before sending those messages?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them. And then to figure. So, as we all know, President Joe Biden's son is being investigated for failing to file taxes related to a business expense for one tax year, but he previously denied any wrongdoing in the tax case and said that he handled the matters legally and appropriately. And then it also expanded to include a possible gun-related charging connected, with Hunter allegedly making a false statement on a form linked to a gun purchase in 2018.
That was all done so that they could say, "See, no one's above the law."
Yeah,
that was done specifically to sweep him under the rug so that they could go after Trump for shit he didn't
do. Let's see. I was gonna say some. Yes. So I was trying to look for the tweet of where it was. Was it Lil Wayne and some other rapper got like the same gun charge and got sent and got like a prison sentence, and Hunter Biden just got the old slap on the wrist.
Someone posted a great meme that was of like Kamala Harris, and it was like Hunter Biden just got off for the same shit that Kamala Harris built her career on convicting. On putting people in jail for.
Yeah, black people.
It's true. Well, there's your difference, or at least one of them. A couple other differences, but that is one of them.
All right. In other crazy news, so there was a coup, but the not.
The shortest, the most unconvincing coup in military history, in my opinion.
Yeah. So last Thursday, Yevgeny Prigozhin, or however you pronounce his name, let rip on his favorite subject, the incompetence and vanity of Russia's defense minister Sergei Shoigu. Seated in front of a Wagner flag and sipping from a mug of tea, he called his bitter enemy a scumbag. So Shoigu, a craven PR man and oligarch who had never held a weapon in his life, he raged. So the defense ministry had duped Putin into last year's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The decision had nothing to do with the denazification or demilitarization or an imminent NATO attack on Russia. The official reasons for the war is about Shoigu's wish for a second Hero of Russia medal, he claimed. But Prigozhin's online rants against Russia's military leaders have been ongoing for months. He previously Shoigu, then blah blah blah. The feud escalated dramatically on 10 June when Shoigu announced that Wagner soldiers would have to sign contracts with his ministry. In effect, Wagner would cease to exist. Putin seemingly endorsed the proposal. But then Yevgeny, once Putin's trusted ally, was at a personal crossroads. He might accept the Kremlin's decision, or he could fight back. And, well, Friday evening, he posted another provocative video on his Telegram channel and showed the apparent aftermath of a missile strike on a leafy Wagner camp, as shown in this GIF right here. The location was somewhere in occupied Donbass. A breathless soldier jogged past shredded trees and what looked like a body. And fuck, oh fuck, he said. And then he claimed that Russia's defense ministry had carried out the attack, causing many victims. And according to eyewitnesses, the blow was struck from the rear, he wrote. The video looked staged. And then now he had a rationale for launching the next part of an extraordinary and daring plan. Wagner was about to invade Russia. And so I guess he didn't consult with Napoleon and Hitler about why it's a bad idea to invade Russia.
They wouldn't return his call.
Let's see. Of course, our Glowies picked up indications of a serious plot. Intelligence officials briefed a small group of congressional leaders in Washington last Thursday that concerned what might happen to Russia's nuclear arsenal if it fell into the wrong hands. You got any answers, boys?
What do you think? Well, what do you think is really going on? What do you like? So it started. Oh my God! The Wagner battalion is staging a coup.
Yeah.
And within 24 hours, it's like, oh, they stood down in their buds again.
Yeah. So to make a
so what's really happening?
So what's a long story short? What happened was like they were in Rostov, I believe, and they were on their way. And then what's his name? Lukashenko of Belarus. He came up and said, "Hey guys, stand down." I guess he brokered a deal between Wagner and Putin.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so let me see if I can find that. Blah blah. At 10 a.m., Putin addressed the nation looking white-faced and furious. He accused Wagner of endangering the Constitution and committing treason, and promised harsh punishment and legal measures against the mutineers. Police were building barricades in Moscow, while armored vehicles were sent to defend ministries and key buildings. And then Ukrainian intelligence claimed Putin had fled north to his residence near Lake Valdai. By midday, the rebels were on the move. Like in this video, they were driving up the M4, which is the 1100 kilometer southern highway connecting Rostov and Moscow. Then let's see, Wagner visited a military base in Voronezh, halfway up the route, and then an attack helicopter was spotted above the city, and then let's see.
But what do you think the real goal was?
I don't know. Maybe Russia was trying to what was I saying? Oh yeah, maybe the Wagner group was trying to make a show, but then maybe it showed Putin's hand.
Do you think that there's a possibility? Go ahead, Canales.
No, I was gonna say that I heard somewhere that this may have been Putin's way of flushing out disloyal troops.
Yeah, I also hear the same thing.
Yeah, probably because we listen to the same YouTubers, but that makes sense. And people keep talking about Putin as if he was like some dumb madman, same as they did with Trump. The thing is, Putin climbed up the ranks of the FSB and the KGB. And I think anyone who has listened to, what's his name, Yuri Bezmenov, knows that the KGB are master manipulators, master propagandists. And this motherfucker plays chess.
Excuse me.
So, I think that's... this is high probability that's what happened.
the type of people that I find flying the yellow and blue flag tend to be the type of people who think, because this person is my enemy, or because I don't like them, they must not be competent at anything.
Oh, yeah.
This is the grave sin of underestimating your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Putin is a fucking genius. He is a very smart guy. He is very smart, and he is very hardy. To make it through the career that he made it through, the way he made it through, you have to be a hard motherfucker. He is pretty much, I mean, like, he is like a gangster kingpin as far as how tough he is.
Yeah,
I wouldn't fuck with him for any amount of money.
Not only that, lasting power as much as he.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what he does is that he chose what's his name, Medvedev, and every time every time there's an election they like switch positions.
Yeah,
he has to choose like a patsy like Medvedev to like take his place for a little while. The next election they elect Putin to make it seem like it has a fair election. So actually, Putin is just basically a new Soviet premier by another name.
If you're a world leader of any size, when it comes to Russia, the one thing you want is at worst, some sort of agreement of, you leave us the fuck alone, we'll leave you the fuck alone. You don't fuck with our shit over here, we don't fuck with your shit over here. That's the worst you want your relations with Russia to ever get. Most people really don't understand Russians. It fascinates me how hard it is for people to understand Russians. You guys ever watch Andromeda? The show with Kevin Sorbo?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen some of it.
There was a race in Andromeda that was an offshoot of humanity called the Nietzscheans. And named rather on the nose. They were all about like the toughest, and their whole idea was, we have to fight our own people constantly so that only the tough survive, so that then we can destroy everybody else. That's kind of Russians.
Oh yeah.
If you understand you're dealing with Nietzscheans, you know how to deal with Nietzscheans. They're gonna make power plays. Be ready for it.
I mean,
make those power plays be something that will benefit you as well, because they are going to do it, and make yourself unappealing to make a power play on.
I mean, what do you expect from people who spend like the majority of the year buried under ice and snow and drinking vodka?
Yeah. The bear is a great representative of the Russian people. It covers it all.
Yep. And there's also bears in Russia too. But yeah, on the screen.
The moment this hit the news cycle, I was like, I wonder if Putin's making a play. And yeah, he's making a play.
But yeah, to quickly go through, here's a map on the screen. First, they started on Rostov-on-Don. Then they went on the M4 highway, stopped in Vorzhene, where there was some fighting. And then the north as Yelets before the advance was called off. So this is where they stopped, and they were still pretty far away from Russia. Right here. So then around at 8 p.m., there was another remarkable twist. Belarus's President Alexander Lukashenko announced the rebellion was off after negotiations he brokered, a fact Prigozhin confirmed soon afterwards in a voice memo. The two sides had agreed to a deal. Yevgeny said that his followers wanted to avoid bloodshed. They had gotten within a 2-hour drive of Moscow, but returned to their field camps in eastern Ukraine. And then they say that no one from Wagner would be prosecuted. The mercenary group's shoulders could join the regular army or not. And most importantly, Prigozhin would go to exile in Belarus. And these conditions seemed astonishingly lenient, because as we all know, Putin likes to jail his opposition leaders, and some of his critics had died in mysterious ways.
Isn't it Sun Tzu that said, when you are strong, show your enemy that you're weak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so easy to understand Putin in Russia. It's so easy. It's not difficult. But I watch people get it wrong constantly because they judge him from a Western lens. Russia's not the United States. Putin's not an American president. They follow different rules than we do.
And most Western people are idiots. No offense.
I mean,
Mexico is part of the West too, motherfucker.
I know.
Well, I am not most of the Western people, so no offense taken.
I don't care either. I'm done with Northern America. I'm just praying and hoping that whatever's up there doesn't come down here. Or at least I stay in the or I stay in a city where it doesn't reach down.
If it gets through here, it burns down there.
Nah. Hopefully I'll be living in my little shack in the Andes Mountains one day. Be the South American Uncle Ted.
And also, you have to remember that most of the people who criticize Putin are guys who live in Baltimore or Los Angeles, in California,
Oregon, yeah, New York, and they don't. So did you guys catch any of Tim Pool's interview with Emma Vigeland from Sam Sita's show, formerly of the Young Turks?
No, I missed it.
Should.
You know what? Don't watch the Tim Pool broadcast. Watch Hard Bastards commentary on it because it's fucking great.
All right,
it's fucking great. That chick pretty much admits multiple times that she doesn't read any of the articles and she doesn't watch any of the videos that she's excoriating. She just makes shit up and she just repeats what she thinks she needs to repeat to be relevant. She gets caught being full of shit so many times it's not even funny. And that's most of these people. They're just fucking mimicking what they need to mimic so that they can get the tenchies and valvals from the herd.
Then, in this video GIF thingy, we see Prigozhin. He's in the car, and all the Gopniks are surrounding him. But I don't know how long will he last in Belarus? Because Putin and Alexander Lukashenko are like very, very tight.
Wasn't Lukashenko the guy who rejected the World Health Organization's basically bribe to lock his country down?
Yes.
Based.
So what I think will happen is that Wagner Brigade will be folded back into the Russian military, and their leadership will be quietly retired, with maybe one or two sticking around.
Yeah, maybe they will let Prigozhin live, but I wouldn't put it past them dropping a polonium pellet in his tea.
Well, remember, Prigozhin isn't necessarily like. Yes, he was it's funny. Our first story was about like double agents, right? Mm-hmm. Prigozhin could be a double agent. He could have been doing this under Putin's orders. That's at least a variation on the idea that this was done to clean up the ranks a bit.
Yeah. I mean, they do describe him as an oligarch and a billionaire. But his crusade against corruption and calls for greater honesty have struck a chord in a state characterized by theft and organized lying.
Well, I mean, that's Russian politics.
Yeah. Well, Ukrainian officials have watched events inside Russia with glee. Yuri Sachs, I wonder what tribe he belongs to. An advisor to the Defense Ministry described the uprising as ridiculous, bizarre, and weird as an interspecies infighting between different factions of a terrorist country.
That's one
They calling
interesting way
Russia
of.
a terrorist.
Yeah. And the takeaway is, and they say that in Kiev is that Moscow is reaping what it has sown.
What are they reaping? Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened. The sum result of this coup was nothing happened.
I mean, you could argue that maybe something tried to happen, but then someone stepped in and said, "Hey, no."
Yeah. Some result is nothing happened, and Putin got stronger.
Uh-oh. Here's this last paragraph here. There was no sign on Sunday, aka today, of Prigozhin. It wasn't immediately clear if he is in Belarus or somewhere else. It seems unlikely that he and Putin can coexist for long, even if Prigozhin agrees to stay in Minsk. The Wagner chief has become a rival and pretender, and possible post-Putin president. His coup attempt may be over for now, but Russia's entering a new and unpredictable phase.
And it's absolutely possible that we'll never see him again.
Yeah, he's gonna get tea with 1 or 2 pellets of polonium.
The exact word I was thinking.
Or maybe they're gonna do like the Bulgarian umbrella trick, where I think it was a guy. Someone modified an umbrella and poked a defector in the leg, which injected like a pellet of poison, and then it killed him that way.
That's some straight up Dune shit, you know? That's like something the Harkonnens would do to the Atreides.
Yeah, I can see Russian oligarchs in either of that group. I could see them in either of that group, both Harkonnens and Atreides.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out because we have this next story. If I was starting so this next story that we're going to go to, I had something that I was going to do, but I didn't get time to do it. I was gonna gather a bunch of the Titan submersible memes and then make like a short little slideshow of them before the show. But I didn't have time this weekend because
what did the Titan story completely fucking derail?
The Hunter Biden thing.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Hunter Biden. Yeah.
Dude.
They knew that sub blew up the moment it happened. Like the moment it happened, the National Oceanic Administration.
It was logical,
America,
dude. It was the logical conclusion. Like a allegedly, like reputedly badly designed submarine suddenly lost contact with the surface. What do you think happened? Oh, maybe they lost power.
Not only was it a submarine, but it was a submarine operated by a fucking Logitech controller.
A wireless one.
Yeah. A wireless Logitech controller. And everyone knows.
That's the part that bothers me the most.
If you are a consummate PC gamer, you wire that shit because lag ain't nothing to mess with.
Well, in audio, the principle is that copper is more reliable than air. It's just the conductivity. Copper is always more reliable than air. It's the way it's always going to be. You're going to get dropouts with air that you're not going to get with copper.
Yeah, but my cords don't want to trip over them.
What did the CEO of OceanGate, what a name, of OceanGate say his hiring criteria were?
No 50-year-old white man because it wasn't inspiring.
It's not inspiring, but probably now he probably said.
And that's the same reason why Hannah Gutierrez Reed had a job on Rust.
Yep.
I've been warning for years that diversity would get people killed.
The latest on the Titan submersible tragedy and what's next in the investigation.
It was a matter of time. It was a matter of time. Like it already killed people with that breach in Florida. You know, the first bridge to be entirely designed by women by the University of Florida or some shit. It collapsed and killed several people.
Shit.
That was a thing. That happened years ago. Like, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or something like that.
It was like 2 or 3
It was like
years
6 years
ago.
ago.
6 years ago.
Whoa.
Okay.
But yeah, the round-the-clock search for the missing Titan submersible engrossed the world for days, but it was actually covering for the Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's stuff. But after news of the catastrophic implosion that killed the pilot and 4 of his passengers near the Titanic shipwreck, investigators are focusing on how it happened and if it could be prevented. Well, we already know it was made out of shit materials
And by shit people.
Yeah. So deep sea robots will continue searching the North Atlantic seafloor for clues, and then investigators in Canada are looking at the Canadian flag support ship. But yeah. The Titan, owned by undersea explorer company OceanGate Expeditions, has been chronicling the Titanic's decay and the underwater ecosystem around the sunken ocean liner in yearly voyages since 2021. And here are the answers being sought. Exactly when and why did the explosion occur? Will the victims' bodies ever be found? They're probably being dined on by crabs and lobsters and all sorts of bottom feeders right now.
And Cthulhu.
Starfish. And what lessons are there for the future of undersea exploration? Don't cut fucking corners!
Or probably leave the Titanic alone.
Is there a picture of what the inside of that sub looked like in that article?
Let me see.
There are blueprints.
I know I've seen a picture of the inside of the submarine compared against the inside of James Cameron's submarine, and it was laughable. It was basically a can.
This doesn't so this doesn't have a picture. I'm gonna find a picture quick.
It looked like a giant dildo.
Excuse me. It looked like a septic tank with 5 people bolted into it. I would never, ever, ever get into that. You will never find me getting into any container that gets bolted shut.
Yeah. Peep this. Oh. From the Daily Fail. Go away. Here's what it looked like inside the Titan submarine. Here's the modified fucking Logitech wireless controller. Gamers. And here's how the people sat in it. It had a titanium
it looks like a prop, dude. Like
yeah.
Look, if I was still making short movies and someone told me, "Can I let's build like a submarine for this short film," and I presented this, they would laugh me off the set.
Yeah.
And they had one toilet.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, because on 4chan, people were hoping that they were pissing and shitting all inside the tube, but there was a toilet.
I'm actually surprised they had a toilet.
Yeah, so
did James Cameron have a toilet? Because it looked like a really narrow thing, like you know.
Cameron probably had some means of evacuating. Yeah. He probably had something.
I remember when they were talking about this with all the guys from Comicsgate, Cecil said that the person in charge of the controller probably pressed the fatality combination from Mortal Kombat.
Oh god, no, I feel terrible for laughing. I just make it clear, Your Honor. I feel terrible for laughing at the fate of these 5 poor fucking idiots.
Yeah, and then it was powered by 4 electric thrusters. So 2 horizontal and 2 vertical. 5-inch thick carbon fiber wound cylinder. Unfortunately, carbon fiber cannot withstand atmospheric pressures of the deep.
Carbon fiber, you have to have like a fucking, I don't know, 3-inch steel plate, something like aluminium. Carbon fiber is like fucking cardboard.
They had an employee who warned them that this submersible was not viable, and the guy got fired.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the rear section was unmanned and contained oxygen tanks and electronics. And then there was the onboard health analysis monitoring system.
I'm sure that was accurate.
But yeah, they said it could go 13,123 feet or 4,000 meters, but
spoiler, it couldn't.
It broke the world record.
Yeah, I'm never ever getting in something like that.
Who thought this was a good idea? Look at that shit.
Look at this.
From the outside, it's still mildly impressive, but you see the inside, like, are you fucking kidding me? This is like this is literally a tin can.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the 19-year-old kid. He didn't want to do it. His dad talked him into it, and that the moment.
And also they were packies too.
The moment before pressure was really on. The moment before everything really went bad, that kid had this moment of terror that was like, I fucking knew this. I knew it. God damn it, Dad. And it was supposed to be a Father's Day thing with his father, too. Oh, so God. That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about Hotez either.
Who?
Oh, yeah. Let me look that up here. But yeah, what a fucking
Speaking of Fagans.
Who's Hotez? Sounds like an Egyptian
Mexican. What am I looking up? Hotez.
Just do Hotez Rogan Kennedy. It'll come up.
Okay.
Speaking of the Fagans. Speaking of the Fagans.
Makes me wonder if the guy with the controller tried the Hikari Warriors combination to revive people. ABPA.
Let's see.
I would try Scorpion's combination to not be fucking there.
Or the cheat code of Contra to get extra lives.
Let's see. I'm trying to look for a good let's go with this one, even though it's MSNBC. Okay, so Peter Hotez's dissenters in debating RFK Jr. on vaccines makes perfect sense.
Let's hold up. Let's set the scene.
Oh, look!
Do we all know who?
Look on the screen, Midnight. It's your girlfriend.
I think it is.
Jez. God damn it. You're okay. We're setting a scene. We got to stay on topic.
Right.
Joe Rogan had interviewed Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He also interviewed Peter Hotez. Now, who is Peter Hotez? Dr. Peter Hotez. MD, whatever the fuck he is.
Well, wasn't he a vaccine shill?
He's the vaccine shill. I think that the number that I've seen so far is $35 million in endowments for his research. And he also doesn't look like he knows a single fucking thing about health at all. Is there a picture of him in that article?
Let's see. Let me get rid of your red-haired strumpet here. Nope.
All right. Well, RFK.
Here's a clip from the Joe Rogan.
Okay, we'll play that in a minute. RFK has come out as very against the mRNA vaccines, and he has kind of figured out like these are a problem. And so Rogan invited Dr. Peter Hotez to debate RFK on those vaccines. Now let's play it. Why don't you play this video and we'll see what he has here.
Well,
what is he saying?
This one is he's talking about Wi-Fi radiation.
Okay. before we play the video, I have been a wireless technician for 20 years. Didn't know that, did you?
You talked about it many times.
Oh yeah, you did know that.
Yeah.
I have extensive experience with managing wireless radio frequencies within specific bands, not megahertz. No, sorry, not gigahertz, in the megahertz. So there are when people hear this, they act like it's insane and pretend and made up. But ask them a single thing. Ask them what Wi-Fi is. Ask them what radio frequency is. Ask them a single thing about it. They can't tell you. So they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. And they're saying that this thing that they know absolutely nothing about can't do a thing that they know absolutely nothing about. It is possible for Wi-Fi to do just about all of the things that they're saying. Is it probable? Maybe, maybe not, but it is possible. Radio frequencies can do quite a bit. They affect your physiology. Anyone who thinks that they don't doesn't know a goddamn thing about radio frequencies.
Did you know about that theory that every major plague in the 20th century coincided with the deployment of new radio wave frequencies?
The 5G thing?
For example, like they said that the Spanish flu, somehow, I'm not an expert again, I've gone beyond my expertise, but apparently the Spanish flu coincided with the first radio, like broadly broadcast radio signal.
That's interesting. I've heard vague references to that idea, but I've never really followed it. I can see something like that happening.
And again, as you said, I don't know, but I'm not laughing at the idea as if it was impossible. Why would it be impossible? Oh, because the people in charge wouldn't do something to damage, to hurt so many people. Oh no, they wouldn't.
Oh, really? They wouldn't?
Yeah, that's a perfectly valid point. Okay.
I mean, those same people also think that micro machines don't exist when I've seen them on film, well, on video. But you get my point.
I also have seen
micro
them.
machines are absolutely real.
No, they're real. They had TV ads. Micro machines.
Shut up.
No,
I was gonna tell that joke.
Like,
shut up.
Like nanotechnology, that's real. I've done conferences for people that like deal with nanotechnology and make micro machines and design them. That's real. It's just that they aren't being used for anything that we know of right now.
Keyword being that we know of
right now. So
it's like
if you have micro machines,
the internet existed way before we adopted it as a daily use thing. It existed for the army, like decades before it became widespread. So who knows what they are using that we know of? Yeah.
If you take a person that has micro machines in their physiology, let's say in their bloodstream, but it doesn't have to be there, just in their bloodstream, and you send a signal across a radio frequency that reaches those micro machines on a bandwidth that they are tuned to, they will respond to that signal. What does that result in? At the very least, affecting physiology, if not controlling behavior. That's not far-fetched. If you think it is, you don't know a fucking thing about technology. You know nothing.
But you know, Midnight, that the new black, complete obedience to the media and the official version has become the new black. Like that's the cool thing kids do nowadays. Hey, dude, did you hear last night's news broadcast? Yeah, dude, it was so rad. I totally believe what they say. Oh yeah, well, I believe it more. Radical. Those are 20 years
old. As they say, corporatist.
Mm-hmm. Corporatocratic socialism, as I call it.
Go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage, Jez.
Well, Wi-Fi radiation is high.
Whoa, what's going on with the...
Holy shit.
Whoa, what was going on with... Is this...
Why does it sound like that?
Well, Wi-Fi radiation is...
It could be the way that you have it routed. Roll back the audio about halfway.
Yeah.
No, roll back the audio about halfway. No, that's the timeline. Roll back the audio about halfway.
How am I doing that? Oh, here? Down? Volume?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're probably not going to be able to do anything about the clarity, but it'll be less painful to hear.
Okay.
And it freezes.
I think my... Yeah, I think my...
Maybe refresh the page and then lower the volume again.
Yeah, I'll grab something off. I'll grab something off the Bird app.
Yeah. Okay, let me try again.
Okay.
I had to again close the video of that.
Well, Wi-Fi radiation is does all...
No.
Including causing cancer.
I got it.
Wi-Fi radiation causes...
Yeah. Let me move over to this article then, because this one is more aligned with our views.
So on that note, while Jess does his thing, I was listening to PKA. You guys know PKA?
No, what's PKA?
It's a podcast. Yeah. It's a podcast. Like Chimera introduced me to them, but I already had heard about them. And they were talking about this RFK guy, and they were like laughing off his ideas. You know, oh well, he thinks that that vaccines can cause autism, and that like 5G can fry your brain. Isn't that stupid? And I often agree with them, but they have that new black thing going on that I mentioned earlier. And
now ask them to describe what Wi-Fi is and how it works. Ask them to describe the basic principles of radio frequency. They won't be able to do it because they have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
It's not even that. Like, my question is, why would he be wrong? Why are those ideas laughable?
Yeah.
Like, smoking gives you cancer.
They're afraid because they're afraid of being called crazy.
Because they're afraid of him being right. Imagine if he was. I'm not saying he is, but imagine if he was. Imagine if he presented a convincing case of 5G frequencies being actually harmful for the human being. Actually, didn't several countries pause the installation of 5G towers?
Yeah.
Until a study proved that they were harmless for humans. So there you fucking go. I don't know why it's so laughable. I know why it's so laughable. Because, as I said, it's the new cool to adhere to the official version and to adhere to what the newscasts say.
Meanwhile, today, millions of conspiracy theorists got proven correct about Patriot Front.
Here's some video with Cortez.
Go tell a fucking Kennedy that there is no such thing as a government conspiracy. A fucking Kennedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
You want to play one of these videos?
Go ahead.
Let's go.
All right, first one. Let's hope this plays.
Is the unique potential safety problem of coronavirus vaccines.
And then something changed.
Any vaccine released by emergency use authorization by the FDA is an outstanding vaccine.
J&J's vaccine has a risk of life-threatening blood clots.
When you hear the beep, that's the sound of safety.
So don't overthink it. They're both really good. They're all really good vaccines. Get vaccinated now.
You gotta call now.
If you wait, it's going to be really too late to protect your child.
If this was your child, what happens next could make it the worst day of your life.
So even though COVID poses zero threat to healthy children,
vaccinate your children.
Do the right thing. Be safe and not sorry.
I'm strongly recommending for adolescents to get their 2 doses of vaccine and fully immunized after those 2 doses.
Advanced technology that can help save lives.
This is going to be a long-lasting vaccine.
Is the unique potential safety problem of...
There's another one.
Vaccine.
A few moments later.
We're seeing that 2 doses is not holding up well for emergency room visits. It's not holding up well for hospitalizations.
Here we go again.
everyone's going to need a booster. You need that third immunization.
Triple the amount.
Get that third immunization. The 2 mRNA vaccines were always a 3-dose vaccine. The 2 mRNA vaccines were always a 3-dose vaccine. I've always said this is a 3-dose vaccine. I've always said this is a 3-dose vaccine. This is a 3-dose vaccine.
But I'm not done yet.
That third immunization, the problem is it's not holding up. So we may have to look at sort of innovative solutions.
Oh God, not this again.
A fourth immunization, just to keep them
Even
going.
Don
The
Lemon
country,
can't believe
We have
it.
to consider some out of the box things. A fourth immunization.
Fourth?
A fourth immunization.
That's the moment when the director is telling the screenwriter that he's pushing the suspension of disbelief too much.
But I'm still not done.
One semester later. Unfortunately, the numbers are starting to trend up again. So the hospitalizations are up. And so the most important message that I have this morning is get your new bivalent booster.
Willie and Lise were saying they got their booster, and I was like, oh, I need to get mine. And then I found out they're talking about the third shot. And is that the bivalent, or is it the fourth booster, or does it matter? Like,
Don't worry so much about the number of.
There's no wrong way to use it.
You have to get it. This new bivalent booster.
You can double or triple stack them.
The new bivalent one is doing a much better job. You have to get a booster.
Yeah.
You need to get this new bivalent booster. That bivalent booster for COVID.
But does everyone ages 12 and older need a booster?
The answer is yes. And by the way, if you're over 50 and have gotten 2 boosters and more than 2 to 4 months out, you're going to need a third booster as well, a 5th immunization.
5.
I don't think we're going to need an annual booster like flu.
Eventually.
Dr. Hotez supports yearly boosters, just like flu.
But I'm still not done.
It looks as though the boosters are not holding up quite as well as we'd like. And I think our thinking is going to change, and that what's going to happen is every few months we may need another booster.
Perfect reason.
Why am I even laughing if I'm filled with murderous rage?
You know, it's funny. I know a guy who has been having some, I wouldn't say life-threatening yet, but serious, like close to occasionally debilitating health issues since he got boosted. He hasn't even entertained the thought that there's a relation in his mind.
Of course not.
And what's funny about this guy is that he saw the tape I put over the camera on my laptop, and he called me a conspiracy theorist.
Of course.
And a week later, everything he has got hacked. A week later, everything he has got hacked. You see the pattern that's forming there?
Yeah.
I feel bad for him because there's a chance that he could get really sick real soon. And there's nothing that can be done about it if he does.
I personally know a person. She's on the American continent as well, who like developed the symptoms of long COVID, like I don't know, shortly after getting the vaccine. And no, it's long COVID. Yeah, I got vaccinated, and the doctor told me that if I hadn't been vaccinated, it may have been much worse. This person basically has to make a titanic effort to get out of bed every morning because this person's heart is like racing like crazy, which ironically
that sounds awful.
It's a reported side effect of the mRNA vaccines. It's how odd that it coincides with the effects of long COVID.
You were warned, and you didn't listen, and now you're going to pretend it's all just random.
Not even warned, dude. It's common sense. You don't know what this thing does. You don't have to believe in conspiracy theories, which you would be right to believe in, as we've seen. But you don't know what this shit does. It's experimental. You need 5 to 10 years to know the long-term side effects of a vaccine, and they developed it in less than a year. I'm not getting the fucking thing in my body. It's just common sense.
I had this ex-girlfriend.
I mean,
who
wasn't also the vax.
Let the man speak.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't the vax isn't the vax responsible for Medicare on his downward spiral?
Maybe,
too?
But that's not confirmed. That he was already. I think he was already sick when all this started. That's why he was going so nuts.
We already knew that he had cancer, but maybe but now maybe the vax may have accelerated something.
There has been indeed an uptick of cancer diagnosis in the last 2 years too. So. What were you gonna say, Midnight?
I have this ex-girlfriend who, in my 20s, who was middle class, liberal, academic type chick, and we get in these arguments because I can always see when people are fucking scheming. I can always see when they're up to something. It was a survival trait that I had to develop growing up because people are always fucking with me. And I'd be like, oh, that person's up to this or that person's up to this. And she gets so mad because all she wanted was the tenchies and valvals from them. And so thinking that X, Y, or Z person is up to something, oh no, I might have to turn away some tenchies and valvals. So we get in these arguments and she'd be like, you're just paranoid. You're just paranoid. And it's like, no, nigga, no one's out to do anything for me. The world isn't nice.
Why wouldn't you be paranoid though? Like, I'm not saying like tinfoil hat levels of paranoia, but why wouldn't you be healthily mistrustful or distrustful, whatever the fuck you call that in English?
Because
of the government and the corporations. Haven't you seen what they've done, dude?
Because middle-class white women are gaslit their whole lives into thinking the world is a Bed Bath & Beyond and a Crate and Barrel for them to go shopping in. That's why. But what happened is,
I would like to say the downfall of society is directly related to white liberal women.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A couple of years after we broke up, I ran into her again, and she told me this story about how she I'm using this term very loosely. She got taken advantage of sexually by some people she got involved with.
Oh.
Not assaulted or anything, but they led her to believe one thing so that she'd S some D and lick some vag, and then left her hanging. And I told her, I was like, maybe if you were a little bit more fucking suspicious, that wouldn't happen. Because what she said was, and then it turned out that Jenny, or what, I don't even remember what her name was, Jenny was just using me. And I was like, yeah, maybe if you'd been a little bit more suspicious, that wouldn't have happened. I told you about her. There are these people, middle-class white women, who think that the world is they think it's their Bed Bath & Beyond and Crate and Barrel to go shopping in. And you cannot convince them otherwise. Experience might make it clear to them. But reason won't work. I don't think she learned the lesson, by the way. I don't think she did learn the lesson.
I mean, if they learned the lesson, we probably wouldn't be where we are nowadays.
It's that demographic that was very easily reined in to do what they were told. And that is why, as Jez says, white liberal women are the scourge of Western civilization.
This is why we should #repeal the 19th.
Sharia law. Sharia law is the only thing that gets them in line.
Well, yeah. What else? What else is in the news? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Dun, 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 dun,
oh, yeah.
Elon Musk says cage fight with Mark Zuckerberg might actually happen and admits it could go badly for him. So place your bets over under.
Yeah, Mark, okay. What do you guys think?
Zuckbutt or the Muskinator?
Musk is taller.
I don't know, because I haven't seen Musk fight. Does he know how to fight? I've seen pictures of Zuckerberg pretending that he does MMA. I don't know his skill level. So I know that Elon Musk has a massive massive rib cage. I don't know what he's hiding there. Like, is that muscle?
That's probably from the steroids he's been doing. I imagine he's been doing steroids
or testosterone or some shit.
HGH probably. I would bet HGH.
He took all the testosterone from his daughter.
Damn.
Ooh.
Zuckerberg has that bug man thing where he could just fucking pound your face into the pavement and feel nothing.
Zuckerberg has that thing, just like the ants. You can decapitate him, and his head will still try to bite you.
But here's the other thing: I bet you he's never been punched square in the face.
That's the thing.
So have it like, dude. Every single time a guy who is of age but has never been punched squarely in the face gets that punch, it hits them 10 times harder because they're so they don't know what to do. They've never had it before, and it confuses the fuck out of them, which opens the window. I know this because I've done this. I did this to a guy when I was a teenager. Punched his fucking kid right in the face. He didn't know what to do, which opened up the opportunity to just fucking grab him, take him to the ground, and pummel the shit out of him. So that's the opportunity that Elon has. And I think Elon's probably been in a couple of good scraps in his life.
He's South African.
As a kid.
South Africa is a pretty fucking rough country.
Mm-hmm.
He's South African. Yeah. He comes from a poor background. His father was a scumbag. I'm pretty sure he's been in a fight.
I mean, even the rich guys in South Africa are going out to the bar and getting in fights.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, I could see it going either way, but if Elon lands a good square one right in Zuckerberg's face, it's over. He's got to get him center mass of that fucking
apparently
face.
Zuckbot does jujitsu skills, gives him an edge over the Tesla CEO.
Well, that's what you think if you don't know shit about fighting.
Speculation that Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg could actually get in a ring and fight each other just won't go away, and now the Twitter owner has admitted the potential battle may actually take place. Musk appeared to jokingly challenge the Meta CEO and amateur jiu-jitsu fighter to a cage fight last week. Momentum has gathered places. Zuck took the bait, telling Musk to send him a location for the bout, with the Meta representative telling The Verge that the CEO wasn't joking. Dana White, the CEO of UFC... What?
I will find a bookie and I will put 50 on that fight. Musk.
Okay, you guys want to know what I think about this fight? Have you seen that sketch by White Skates, Fight Club?
No, I've never seen that show.
Not really. Should I look it up for after the show?
It's not too long. It's maybe 3 minutes now, something like that. So yeah, Google White Skates, White Skates, Fight Club. That's my, at least for Zuckerberg, that's my prediction of how this fight could very well go.
Because I mean, with maybe Elon could have the advantage because maybe Joe Rogan could train him, or maybe get him someone to do
training will be good for both of them, but whatever it is that will decide that fight is already in whoever's going to win that fight.
Yeah.
So the training, they definitely have to train, but the strategy for Musk is to get that one fucking good square in the face and then get on him immediately. You have a split second to really fucking get on him. You pull him by the knees, you pull his legs up, you get him on the ground, and you pound him. That's your strategy.
And even Dana White says that he spent an hour and a half talking on the phone to both Musk and the Zuckbot, following the comments and concluding that they were both dead serious about the fight. Let's see. And Musk appeared Saturday. He said that Musk says, "Well, I haven't started training yet. If it does happen, I will train." And then, despite being taller and heavier than Zuckerberg's, Musk's lack of mixed martial arts experience has most observers, including insiders Hassan Chowdhury, concluding he would be likely to lose. "I spend my time according to what is needed, and I don't usually have to fight people."
I think that fight could raise a lot of money for charity.
That
a lot of money.
And they keep banging on about how Zuck is has jujitsu skills, are well known, and he takes it pretty seriously, and it could go badly. And then Musk replied, "Jujitsu skills." Wait, jujitsu.
Oh shit.
A guy like Zuckerberg is never going to get tested in a training context because he's paying the bill. So that's his weakness, is that he's not ready to take a good fucking shot.
Let's see.
But his strength is he's a fucking insect, so there's a chance that every single pain receptor in his body is detached from his brain.
His body can survive without eating for a week if you cut the head off.
Yeah, that's a terrifying
He's
thought.
what Adonis Paul would lovingly call a bug.
Yes.
Hey, we get a new subscriber in the comment section. Check that shit out.
Yo, what?
All right. Hey, Mr. Midnight.
Hi.
I just found your channel, liked and subscribed. What's up, Mr. Midnight?
Welcome.
We have to talk about that name there. We have to talk about that name.
Get ready for a call from his lawyer.
Welcome to the channel. Hope that we keep you entertained.
Because quality.
Okay. I had another epiphany regarding this fight. Another movie reference.
Yes,
Kick-Ass.
you're the expert. So
yeah, I'm the movie nerd here. In Kick-Ass when McLovin, whatever his name is training to become a supervillain, and he goes to an MMA gym.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he tries to sucker punch the black guy, and the black guy just cuts to town on his ass. I think that's how Zuckerberg's training goes.
There's a real good chance.
Mr. Midnight says, "Lol, yeah, I like your name."
Yeah, there's a real good chance that that's how that's gonna go. That's why
I remember
that.
Sorry, I was gonna make a Starship Trooper reference regarding the basic Arachno warrior. if you cut off his limbs, he still retains a 75% combat efficiency.
It's one of those things like that 50. I will gladly kiss goodbye if I lose, but I'm willing to make the bet.
Okay. Anything else? Nope. Well, then there's this article that says Mark Zuckerberg's MMA trainer says he's not sure how a cage fight would play out between the Meta CEO and Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's saying that what's Canales? What's the term that they use? I know that there's a term, I can't remember it, but there's a term where you buy your belt, but you don't really have the skills.
Yeah, I mean, dude, there's an entire industry based on that. I guess you can call them McDojos. They're called McDojos in some corners of the internet.
Okay.
So that you just spend money on them. They give you the belt or the whatever, and you feel like you can fight, but you've just gone through a series of elaborate fighting choreographies. That's all.
Mr. Midnight says, "Have you seen the video of Zuck training and doing the flip up?" I have not.
We might watch that after the show because YouTube doesn't like us showing YouTube videos.
I'm just averse to watching any videos with
Zuckerberg. And then he also says,
"An insectile."
I'm a little worried for Musk. He needs to get Sam. Oh, that would be good.
I would love it.
Sam,
I would love it.
The savior of the ghost of Kiev Hyde. He can't.
I would love to see Sam Hyde training Elon Musk. That would be fucking hilarious. That dude is pretty ripped. I met him one time. He's fucking tall. That dude is a giant. He is so tall. I was pretty amazed at how tall he was.
But then again, you're a leprechaun.
Fuck you.
Oh.
I still love you though. I'm just joking.
But hey, you're a cool leprechaun. You're like the Warwick Davis leprechaun from
you're the kind of leprechaun who he goes to the ghetto Leprechaun in the hood and kills all the black people around. Wait, that sounded better in my head.
We love you and your pot of gold.
And your Lucky Charms.
Your Lucky Charms.
All right. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, one
That's
last
enough
story.
Irish phobia for tonight.
There's one last story we have to address. A true hero. Daniel Ellsberg, who linked the Pentagon Papers, dies at 92. So Daniel Ellsberg is the military analyst who changed the heart on the Vietnam War, and led him to release the classified Pentagon Papers, revealing that U.S. government deception about the war and setting off of a major freedom of the past battle. He died on Friday at the age of 92. He had been diagnosed with inoperable pancreatic cancer in February and died at his home in Kensington, California. In no, I can't. I can't close that. I can't close it about these fucking pride freaks. Bunch of F slurs. But long before Edward Snowden and WikiLeaks, Ellsberg let Americans know that the government was capable of misleading and even lying to them. In his later years, Ellsberg, and then Ellsberg would become an advocate for whistleblowers and leakers, and his Pentagon Papers leak were portrayed in the 2017 movie The Post. So he went to the media in 1971 in hopes of expediting the end of the Vietnam War. It made him the target of a smear campaign by the Nixon White House. And this fucking fucker who's still alive to this very day, Henry Kissinger,
He's still alive?
as the most dangerous. Oh, yeah, he's like 100 years old, 100 and fucking years old. Why do heroes like Daniel Ellsberg have to die, and this fucking monstrosity lives?
Holy shit!
That's how you know. That's how you know who's drinking children's blood, I guess.
Yeah, allegedly, dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say. You know Kissinger's eating babies every day.
Allegedly, because we don't want to get sued by Henry Kissinger and his equally antediluvian lawyer.
Oh yeah, Henry Kissinger referred to him as the most dangerous man in America who must be stopped at all costs. And he went
how did I not call this? Dude, how did I not call this all this time? It's Kissinger that's pulling the Soros and Schwab strings. It's Kissinger. It's Kissinger.
Makes me wonder if, how's it called? Major Zero from Metal Gear is not based on Henry Kissinger.
Maybe.
He kind of looks
not
like
a stupid man. Kojima reads a fucking lot. He's got like a pretty sizable brain. He's a deep thinker.
He went to Saigon for the State Department in the mid-1960s. He has an impressive resume. He earned 3 degrees from Harvard, served in the Marine Corps, and worked at the Pentagon and the RAND Corporation, the influential policy research think tank. He was also a dedicated Cold War warrior and hawk on Vietnam at the time. But in his 2003 book, Secrets, a Memoir of Vietnam and the Pentagon Papers, Ellsberg said he was only 1 week into a 2-year of duty in Saigon when he realized the United States was in a war it could not win. And him in better days. And then at the behest of Defense Secretary Robert McNamara, also famous for his McNamara morons, Pentagon officials had secretly been putting together a 7,000-page report covering the U.S. involvement in Vietnam from 1945 through 1967. And when it was finished in 1969, 2 of the 15 published copies went to the RAND Corporation, where Ellsberg was once again working. And with this new perspective, Ellsberg started attending peace rallies and was inspired to copy the Pentagon Papers after hearing an anti-war protester say that he was looking forward to going to prison for resisting the draft. So he snuck out the top secret study out of the RAND office and copying at night on a rented Xerox machine, using his 13-year-old son and 10-year-old daughter as helpers. Impressive. And then he took the documents with him when he moved to Boston at the MIT and ended up sitting on them for a year and a half before passing them to the New York Times. The first installment ran on June 13th, 1971, and Rich and Old Tricky Dicky moved quickly to get a judge to stop further publication, claiming executive authority and invocation of the Espionage Act set off a freedom of the press fight over the extreme censorship of prior restraint. And then here's Ellsberg shaking hands with Lyndon Big Dick Johnson. Oh shit! If you want to see an out of pocket president, read about LBJ. I mean, of not only did he like whip out his dick, but he also like took meetings while shitting on the toilet. Let's see. And then he gave
that's every single person who had a cordless phone when they first came out, within the week was answering the phone while they were dropping a deuce.
Of course. Then the Pentagon papers were published by the Washington Post and other newspapers. And there was a huge court case. And then the FBI tried chasing him out, and Ellsberg remained underground for about 2 weeks before surrendering in Boston. And let's see, even though the Pentagon papers did not cover Nixon's handling, the White House Plumbers Unit, who would later pull off the Watergate break-in, was ordered to stop further leaks and discredit Ellsberg. And then, of course, G. Gordon Liddy and E. Howard Hunt broke into the office of Ellsberg's psychiatrist to search for incriminating evidence. The Ellsberg and a Rand colleague were charged with espionage, theft, and conspiracy, but then the case was dismissed. And then in later years, he became a writer and lecturer in the campaign for government transparency against the proliferation of nuclear weapons. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. He also praised Edward Snowden.
Yeah.
And Chelsea Manning.
Daniel Ellsberg is dead. Too bad. Let's wrap it up.
All right. So, what you got planned, Midnighter?
I have a very arduous week of work ahead of me. Crazy shit. I was pretty busy last week. I'm going to be pretty busy this week.
Well, working in the heat. That's cool.
It'll be
beats being unemployed in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Just going to make that bag.
Yep. Same here. And I have other stuff going on that I wish to discuss off the air.
Cool.
And Smegma Sharks, what about you?
Actually, I don't know if you... I told you, isn't it? I told you. Someone claimed that name on Twitter officially.
Oh, you're a celebrity now?
Well, if I manage to upset my haters so much to the point that they have created parody accounts of me, I'm doing something right.
It's free real estate.
Yep. What I'm doing, I have to finish a shit ton of commissions that I got the last couple of weeks.
Oh man, any furry porn?
No, all humans.
Okay. I mean, I did hear furries pay the big bucks, so.
Yeah, they pay a lot, but
so they're all working for the government and the Pentagon, so of course.
Yeah. No, so far, no furries, nothing. All humans.
Could be worse.
Well, money's money, as long as it's legal, of course.
Yep.
And I thought I heard a Mexican say that.
Yeah.
Canales, my love, my muse.
Oh, well, I got me another gig at drawing comics, independent of CG, so there's still hope for me. And that's yeah. I mean, it's good to know that I'm still able to find work on my own, independent of a political movement.
I've also heard that there's talk of maybe another installment of Iron Sights.
There's definitely going to be, even though I don't know when. Sec usually sends me stuff during the summer, so.
You hear about Scott Gard's issue with Comicsgate this weekend?
What?
Wait, Scott Kurtz is this mountain of flesh who's barely able to move, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That fat fuck's issue is that anyone sells any more copies than he does and isn't a fat fuck like him. That guy is absolute fucking slime.
And he went solo on the Wookiee. Yeah, what happened with him? I'm morbidly curious now.
I think it was in this convention called MegaCon. Several comics.
Was it the Garden State one? I know that EVS, Malin, Cecil, and a few others were at the Garden State Comic-Con.
Yeah, that was. Malin, I don't think it was there because I didn't saw him.
Oh, okay.
I saw EVS, Chuck Dixon, Artie Bird, Dan Fraga, Cecil, and many others. And Scott Kurtz was fucking angry that they were there because I think he also was on MegaCon. And he was saying, how I can make the manager to kick these guys out?
Well, first you have to get your ass off the chair, which is already an effort titanic enough, and then you have to go find him. That's how.
Yeah, and obviously people were saying, yeah, shut up. Even Neon told him, if you don't like people in the convention, just ask the manager to move you to a place where you don't interact with them. Don't ask people to kick them out. That's a very...
He's salty that he fucking schlubbed his way into some minor position of standing within a shitty industry, and people worked around the fucking gravitas he thinks he had. But the only gravitas he has is the kind that pulls planets into its center. Fat piece of shit.
And I mean, Neon did mention that in one of his videos about comic books. Like, people get fat if they decide to do comics. He even gained some weight and he started having problems, and then he eased back up on it.
No.
Well, I saw Neon the other day on a video, and he has lost weight.
Good. It's always good to lose weight.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I'm not fat, okay? I'm just muscular.
You're squishy.
Oh, by the way, you're coming to the US this summer?
Yes, I'm finally able to enter the US, and I may be able to hang out with Midnight at a particular historically relevant location if he joins me.
Shh.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
That's all I'm saying. I don't want to dox anyone. Did you tell our friends that I will be available for comment on New York City this year?
Not yet. I want full confirmation because I don't want to make...
No, I'm gonna go to the tickets have been paid for and the hotel has been booked. So yeah, I'm gonna be training at Gleason's every year. So if this particular four-eyed analyst wants to say something to my face, because I remember he said he was gonna come here to Spain and ask me stuff to my face, and I'm still waiting to this day. Well, I'm gonna be going to New York City. I think that's closer to his home than this,
Canales,
hey,
the thing
Gleason's has a ring.
The thing
that's what I meant.
With your description is that it fits a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. But we both know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I think I so. I think so.
Four-eyed analyst, a crustacean with no balls, and a questionable. He's basically an invertebrate.
Quoting this guy
that's gonna happen. Listen, if that's gonna happen, we should find a way to monetize it for charity.
Absolutely. I told that. What's his name?
So if that guy really wants to do that, he should sack the fuck up and make it official and make it monetizable so that charity can take a cut. Lots of good charities out there.
Mm-hmm. I'm not against the whole let's solve this by beating the shit out of each other. I don't know why that stopped being a thing, like duels. I think duels were a good thing.
Hmm.
All right, we should wrap this up.
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm gonna start talking about beating
Shall
the
we
shit out of
continue
people
this
and never
off
stop.
the air?
Yes.
On Street Fighter.
Yeah.
On Street
Yes.
Fighter.
Yes.
All right, everyone. We'll be back next Sunday night, somewhere around 6
Right.
Eastern Standard Time. Everybody have a good night.
I see. Yes.
See ya.
Bye.